All right, let's just jump right in. Today, we're going to talk about some of the most overlooked, hardest working parts of your body, your kidneys. Seriously, these things are incredible. They're a filtration system that works 24/7, nonstop to keep you healthy. And we're going to get into their most critical partnership, the one they have with water. Get this, 50 gallons. That's almost 200 liters. It's a staggering number, right? Well, that's how much blood your two little fist-sized kidneys filter every single day. I mean, just think about that. They're constantly cleaning your blood, pulling out all the junk, and making sure your body's fluids are perfectly balanced. So you have to ask, how do we help them do this incredibly demanding job? Well, for most of us with healthy kidneys, the answer is actually really simple: hydration. You can think of water as a protective shield, the most basic tool you can give them to keep that whole system running smoothly. See, water is basically the ultimate flushing agent for your body. It helps your kidneys dissolve and get rid of waste through urine. It keeps the tiny blood vessels that feed your kidneys wide open so nutrients can get in. It even stops those nasty little crystals that form kidney stones from sticking together. And as a bonus, it helps flush out bacteria that can cause things like UTIs. Okay, but the story gets even cooler, a bit more scientific. It turns out there's this hidden conductor in your body managing your water balance. And the wild part is, it's a hormone you can actually control just by, you guessed it, taking a sip of water. So that hormone is called arginine vasopressin, or AVP for short. But you can just think of it as your body's water conservation officer. When your body senses you're getting even a little dehydrated, your brain releases AVP, and it sends a direct order to your kidneys saying, hey, hold on to that water. Don't let it leave in the urine. And here's a look at how that system actually works. It's this constant, automatic feedback loop. When you're dehydrated, the salt concentration in your blood goes up a little. Your brain has these tiny sensors that pick up on that change, and boom, release AVP. Then, AVP travels to the kidneys and tells them to pull water back into the body. And that's exactly why your urine gets darker when you haven't had enough to drink. It's your body's own natural defense against losing too much water. So here's the key takeaway. We can actually manage this whole system ourselves. The second you start drinking water, you send a signal back to your brain that says, hey, we're good. We've got plenty of fluid over here. Your brain then stops releasing AVP, and your kidneys get the green light to go back to freely flushing out waste. Simple as that. Now, this is where it gets really important for our long-term health. Some fascinating research is suggesting that having chronically high levels of AVP, which basically means you're walking around mildly dehydrated a lot of the time, might not be so great for your kidneys in the long run. So actively suppressing AVP through good, consistent hydration could be a really key strategy for protecting your kidneys. And check this out. This chart is from a study on something called polycystic kidney disease, which is a condition that makes kidneys get bigger over time. Look at the difference. The group with just their normal fluid intake saw their kidneys grow by about 6.8% a year, but the group that just drank more water slowed that growth down to 4.4%. I mean, that is a huge difference from such a simple change. With all of this, the answer seems pretty obvious, right? Just drink as much water as you possibly can. But hold on a second. Is more water always better? And here's the big twist in our story. Because when we talk about hydration, the advice is definitely not one size fits all. And for some people, in some situations, the right advice is the exact opposite of everything we've been talking about. This is an incredibly important piece of medical information, so I want to be really clear. For people who have advanced chronic kidney disease, drinking more water isn't just unhelpful, it can actually be dangerous. This table really shows what I'm talking about. It lays out how hydration advice changes based on the stage of kidney disease. That's measured by something called eGFR. It's basically a score for how well your kidneys are filtering. You can see in the early stages, when the eGFR score is pretty high, the advice is, yep, stay hydrated. But look what happens as kidney function goes down. The advice completely flips to fluid restriction. So why is that? Why the total 180? Well, it's because as the kidneys fail, they literally lose their ability to get rid of water. The one job we count on them to do just breaks down. So if a person with advanced kidney failure drinks too much fluid, it has nowhere to go. It just builds up inside the body, which leads to a condition called fluid overload. And that can cause some really dangerous stuff: severe swelling, super high blood pressure, and even fluid getting into the lungs. All of this really leads to one single powerful conclusion. Hydration isn't about following some rigid rule. It's about understanding what's right for your body and your specific health situation. It's all about creating your own personal hydration plan. Your ideal fluid intake is influenced by so many different things: how old you are, how active you are, if you live somewhere hot or cold, your body size, and of course, your overall health. The right amount of water for a young athlete is going to be completely different from the right amount for an older adult who might have heart failure or advanced kidney disease. And what you drink is just as important as how much. The sources are really clear on this one. Plain old water is, without a doubt, the #1 choice for your kidneys. Sure, other things like milk or unsweetened juices can help you stay hydrated, but you really want to avoid making your kidneys work overtime to process all the extra sugar and weird additives you find in sodas and energy drinks. So, for most of us with healthy kidneys, what's the simple rule of thumb here? Honestly, it's this fantastic piece of advice. Forget counting glasses of water. Just pay attention. Your body gives you a super clear visual signal every single day. If your urine is a light yellow or almost clear, you're doing great. It's like having your own personal built-in hydration meter. So in the end, it really all comes down to this one question. Your kidneys are in there working tirelessly, filtering those 50 gallons of blood day in and day out. The key is to make sure you're giving them exactly what they need to do their job, and that might mean a steady supply of water, or, for some, carefully restricting it. It's all about knowing your own body and supporting that essential partnership.